My name is Bobbie Steele. I came to North Lawndale to continue my education. I had gone to college 2 years when I got here, and I came here for that purpose, to get a job and go back to school. But I got sidetracked. I met a man on Roosevelt Road. And he said to me, the first time I saw this man, he said, "You're going to be my wife." And I was saying, what is he talking about? He saw me again, he said, "You're going to be my wife." And I said, oh, this man must be crazy. So after a while, I began to talk to him, and he talked, and he said, "I want to marry you." And I said, "Marry me? I came in to go to school." He said, "I'll help you." Because he was playing softball then and thought he was going to get a contract with the White Sox. And you know, that excited me, a girl from Mississippi. That excited me. So anyway, I told him, I believe in the old school. I said, "You'll have to talk to my dad about that." So my dad talked to him. He said, "That's a nice guy. He'll make you a nice husband." I wasn't really looking for a husband. But this man said something to me that really, really caught my ear. He said, "I want you to meet my parents." So he took me over to meet his parents. His mother gave me a quilt and some pots and pans. And so he evidently had told them that we were going to get married. And he said, "I already have our place." I said, "Okay." So we got married. And I went back to school, night school, for 10 years. But before then, I had started doing community work. I don't know if any of you remember the name Bale Whaley. Yes. Bale Whaley was chairman of the Lawndale Conservation Commission. And that was a committee that kind of had oversight of all the block clubs in Lawndale. And every year we would have contests over the who had the prettiest yard, who had the prettiest Christmas decoration. It was a big thing. And so she saw me one day and she said, well, I always liked working in a group. She said, "I want you to join our committee." She said, "We're about to elect a director, and I want you on that committee." So I joined Greater Lawndale Conservation Committee. And that night, Danny Davis came in with this big afro and his dashiki. And so she said, "Don't look at him." She said, "But I want you to vote for it." She said, because I had gone to college 2 years, and I had been taught dress for success, and I wasn't into the Afro movement at that time. And so Danny came in, and we elected him chairman of Greater Lawndale Conservation Committee. And I began to work with him. Danny went on to get elected to committeeman and then alderman. And just to sit under him and to be with him and listen to him talk was educating me. So a few years later, Harold Washington came along, and he was looking for someone to endorse in each community in this city so that we could carry him. He wanted to endorse him for alderman. So he pointed out me. I know Danny told him to do it. So I ran. Blanche, stand up. And Blanche helped me. I didn't win. Give her a hand. Blanche and her husband and his brother helped me. We worked these streets. We went door to door. We hung signs. But I didn't win because the current alderman was so enrooted and so close to the Democratic Party, he defeated me like I wasn't even in the race. And so, anyway, long short of that story, I did pretty good. So the next year, Cook County Democratic Women asked me if I would run for county commissioner. I didn't know what it was. And so I said yes, still going to school now. And I ran for county commissioner and won. And I still going to school. Came out of school and started teaching school here in this community. I taught at Paderewski School and Washington Irving and at Henson. And I was a classroom teacher for 26 years in the school system. And while I was still being a mother, I had 7 children. I raised 7 children here in Lawndale. 6 biological children and 1 was adopted. So this man and I that got together all those years, we were a good mate for each other because he really helped me to go to school. He kept the kids, he cooked, and boy could he cook. He cooked. He would take the kids on vacation to get them out of my way so I could study. Great husband. So much so that our oldest son was named after him, Robert. And some of you might know Robert Steele. Well, he was named after his father. And anyway, I became a commissioner, and I was on the county board for 20 years. And then we lost the president of the county board. And another commission, I was on Channel 11 one night, and the girl that was interviewing us said, well, if President Stroger doesn't come back to the board as president, who would be the next president? And he said, Bobbie Steele. And I'm like, what? Cook County is the 2nd largest county in America. It's larger than 19 states. And I'm going to be president? So we took it to the board and got the board to vote for me, and I became the first woman president of this county. And now that I am up in age, I'm retired. I retired from teaching, and I retired from Cook County Board. I stayed with the Board of Education 26 years, and I stayed in public service 20 years. 46 years is enough for anybody to work. So I'm retired now, and I was living in a house by myself on Springfield, big house, because we had lots of kids. Grandkids would come to my house, leave their books, leave their clothes, never come back and get them. So my house kept filling up. I have 13 grandkids, and 9 of them were in college. They come to Grandma's house when they come here and just leave their stuff. I said, come get your stuff. My house kept filling up with their stuff. I moved. So now I live in another community, but the way I live, most of the people come from Lawndale. And I'm still in Lawndale. So I'm just happy to be here tonight to say, and I want to thank Winona for coming to pick me up because I don't drive much anymore. You know, there's something that's called time. And if you stay around long enough, time takes its toll on you. And so I do play a little golf sometimes, but other than that, I'm not too engaged in anything anymore. But I had to come out here to say happy birthday to Lawndale, 150 years of service. This community is known all over the city. Golda Meir, the first female president of Israel, came from Homan Avenue, came from this. Benny Goodman came from this community. And I understand that Walt Disney also lived here. So it has a lot of history. And we're happy to be here to encourage the people who are here to keep going. Your work is well valued. And this is a wonderful place to live. I lived here for 56 years. And still love this community. Thank you so much, and happy birthday to Lawndale.